So what's up? Here we go again with another standard deck tech, Dominaria United metagame format with the new rotation. And for this morning's standard list contribution is by Nasmith, submitted again at MTG Goldfish. So he named the deck Dega. So if you're not familiar with the term, before the can subtract here color identification defined the name Mardu, it was those from I think this was from the Invasion block or from Apocalypse specifically, that those kinds of color associated shortcuts was named. And the Mardu colors is just basically black, red, and white. And before it was named as Mardu, it was reference to as Dega. And in this deck list, we showing to you again the sort of a mid-range grindy deck, of course with the Mardu or Dega colors as its main color components and most of the value cards. So going to do a quick rundown on this. We have 13 creatures, 12 enchantments, 24 lands, 4 planeswalkers, some sorcery also playset, and 3 instants. So these are a view of variants as you can see, and a lot of many card choices that were added. So we're going to start with, I think this is the deck's main strategy here of being a mid-range deck, is with Serra Paragon. So let's check the card again. It is a 4 to cast 3/4 flying. Once during each of your turns, you may play a land from your graveyard or cast a permanent spell with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard. If you do, it gains whenever this permanent is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, exile it and gain 2 life. So we have a lot of permanent spells or permanent cards with a converted mana cost of 3 or less as based on this lineup of these cards. So we can go with the creatures. We have a lot of several utility creatures build that can benefit from Serra Paragon's ability. So first off, we have a playset of Blood Tide Harvester. This is a producer of blood, a good 2-drop with a 3 to attacker, and at the same time you can sacrifice it to have that creature gets -X/-X. So that benefit also gets you to sacrifice this and use Serra Paragon's ability later on to have this cast again from your graveyard. So that's another bonus for this card. Along with it, we also have 4 copies of Spirited Companion. This is just a 2-drop, I mean a 2 to cast 1/1 that does a card, and that's the benefit is having also to fodder for the other spells. And we have Extraction Specialist. This is just a 1 copy, but its benefit here is that whenever it enters the battlefield, you may return target creature card with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So either you can return the Harvester or just the Doggy to make it sure that you can get the bonus of its abilities, that the card draws or removal on a stick. So let's do less. The only drawbacks that they can attack or block as long as you control Specialist. But the bonus here is that they are just basically utility creatures that can provide you with blood tokens, removal, and card draw with a Spirited Companion. So along with it, Paragon also has other targets here, such as Fabled Breaker. If you notice, it still has 3 mana cost in CMC. So you have a lot of abilities that we consider Fabled Breaker very relevant in the setup, along also with its split card Reflection of Jiki that can also cost copies of any legendary creature. So we might check Paragon is also not legendary, so basically you can have also copies of these of the Mirror Breaker, making several copies of Paragon that can also benefit that the triggers that you can cast cards from your graveyard. So along with that, we have 2 copies of Massacre. It's a basic removal here that can use as a board wipe and later on use as siphon effects. We also have the Restoration of Riganju. This is just a saga card that can fetch for basic planes to do for the mana fixing card, and also sort of a land search. And having also to discard a card, you may return target permanent card with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield top. That means you may return a land card, any of those 2 drops, those Bloodlight Harvester or the Doggy, and also you can have it excel and also become a good vigilance attacker that can produce extra 1/1 for spirit creature tokens, which serve as a board development or can be used later on for chop blocking big creatures of their opponents. So with the we have two of those, and also 4 copies of Wedding Announcement. That's not any introduction here. You can either draw a card or produce 1/1 tokens, and at the same time you can flip it for later to have your alternate effect to your creatures. So with those grinding effects, we also have the Wandering Emperor to help us set up this mid-range strategy by having several uses of it, such as spot removals, also creating tokens, and also doing command tricks on your any of your target creatures by having them plus on the sound counter and gain first strike until end of turn. And for that 3 copies, it's also supported by Elspeth Splendid, wherein it is a 5 drop, but you can choose up to one target creature to have copies here to first life, lifelink, and vigilance, and also to have -3 to look at the top 7 cards of the library, and you can choose a permanent card with mana ability or less, in which we have several targets here as needed to add to your board. So just another utility Planeswalker and FMA for the setup. And it is then supported by several spot removals in terms of Soul Transfer, Right of Oblivion. This is exiles with sacrificing an island permanent, you know, basically sacrifice tokens and etc. other needed just to exile a target non-permanent. And at the same time, we have Soul Transfer, which is sort of a spot removal utility card because it can also choose to return target creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to your hand, aside from its basic. But if you control an artifact and enchantment, you may choose both. So having artifacts, since blood tokens are considered as artifacts, in enchantment because of cards like Spirited Companion and Wedding Announcement, you can basically choose both on this. So that's a very good mana value for just 3 mana on this setup. Then it's supported by 1 ops of this copy, Cap Down, Infernal Grasp, and Voltage Surge. But I do consider having more of these efficient spot removals such as Infernal Grasp, since they not really need to fend off any target. I would consider Cut Down to be on that on the sideboard because it's only 1 copy, as we need to have more efficient spot removals in the late game. So having 1 copy would probably have you drawing this only in the late game, which it's not efficient in the main board. So you need, if you go against Aggro decks, and having this as a sideboard is also a good choice, but you need at least 3 copies up to a playset in order for it to be efficient. So lastly, we'll go with the land setup. Just a few fixing. We have a single fetch land to fetch for the basic mountains needed, and then some Caves Coilos, slow lands, under bridge, and also storefront. But I'm not sure why it's choosing several fetches instead of just having slow lands to do the fixing. But along with it, we also have Takenuma and Iganju, City Empire for utility cards. So overall, I think we can still have some several good fix on these, aside from using this fetch lands, since maybe for the purpose of having to play those cards again because of Paragon, that maybe is the good reasoning here. But I think having more basic here is just can be also be reprimanded by having uh, pain lands or slow lands instead, so that the color restrictions of some of the cards will be considered and satisfied on this. So lastly, we'll go with the color distribution. We have 14 of these, 17. Then red is the least priority here, with white and black as the top 2 color is added. With converted mana cost here 2.81 to up to 3, since given the 3 MC is having you a total of 14 cards in this. And some of the card types, categories, and the deck tokens. So if you notice, they have a lot of tokens. Copy, Blood Angel, Roman Shaman, Humans, Samurai, and Spirit, also Treasure. So that's about it. I think this is a good mid-range deck to set up for your grinding in the MTG Arena or MTG Online. If you have any questions or suggestions, you might just comment on this video, and we can discuss more on how we can basically improve this list or have other sideboard options that we may consider in checking on the standard format of this metagame. So that's about it. Thank you for checking this Dega Midrange deck for MTG Standard Dominaria United. Until the next video, and see ya.